Welcome to opening day here from New Albany High School Field. You're joining myself and my broadcast partner to my left this evening, and on your screen at home to my right will be Mr. Gabe Bishop. Gabe, it's opening day. It's the beginning of the season here. We're the guys, getting the first game for the GLSCL this year. What are the thoughts going in? I mean, we've talked about this. We've hyped it up. We hyped it up on the podcast earlier today. What's the thoughts right now being here, sitting here at New Albany, and what are we thinking right now in this game? Runners on second and third, 2 down. Pitch from Wentz to Harding. Harding puts it in play, chops it. It will get past the glove of Mercer. They're going to send Lamar. It's going to be tough. It gets away from the left fielder, and that will bring in 2 runs for the Settlers thanks to that RBI single from Will Harding. And this ball game just got interesting once again. Well, we saw him down there. He looked to be okay. He was warming up, practicing all well today. As Lothus goes upstairs with that fastball, blows the high cheese right by Crawford, and sits him down with a swing. So 3 up, 3 down, both ways it goes in the first inning. We will head to the second, see if Sets can do something on offense. But we have an 0-2 pitch due up here with 2 down in the bottom of the second from Lothus. And he blows the fastball right by him. Christian Lothus, we talked about the velocity, and boy, does he still have it. Gets that fastball, ramps it up, and sets down the Copperheads and keeps this game at bay. We will head to the third inning. Settlers still knotted up with the Copperheads as you're still listening to Settlers Baseball. So if there's a guy you want up right now for the Settlers to drive in some runs, it's Nick Lukac, the guy who led it last year, got into center field. Throw from Barnes will not be in time. Upstanding is Lamar, so an RBI, 2 RBI single there from the man of the hour, the new guy for the Settlers. A familiar face, though, in Nick Lukac. Is today's third baseman, puts that one down the line, past the outstretched glove of the third baseman. That's going to bring in a run. Running is Hollis. He'll try to go first to third. Lukac's looking for 2. Make that a double. Stand up for Nick Lukac, and the Settlers are on the board early in this ball game. So now it'll be the man that leads the Settlers in extra base hits this season. That's Nick Lukac. Is taking off on that pitch will be Jelenik. Go backside with that hit is Lukac. Diving play. Jelenik's on his horse. They're going to throw home. Jelenik throws offline. So a great execution of a hit and run there for the Settlers. Score that one, an infield single once again. When you look at it, really 2 of those guys in the solid part of the order have struck out multiple times. But Fusselman sends a charge in the right field. It's tailing toward the right fielder, Mahan, and he won't be able to catch it. It gets down, so Mahan takes a tumble. Crawford will come around the score. Fusselman is stand at second base. We'll see how they score it. It looks like it's going to be a hit. Regardless, it's a run for the Settlers. And a ball game that's been quite interesting to note. And with pitching, already Settlers using 3 of them. 1-2 on this way from Bees. Got him! He got him! Bees, swing the sword. Bees does a little flex on the mound. Show it to him, young man. So if he can find some green with Lukac's speed over first, could give the Settlers a lead. Payoff pitch, that one's a line drive. Gets over the head of the shortstop. They're going to send Crawford, and Lukac will get to third base. It'll be a tie game off of that RBI single there from Jaden Tightno. So make it 3 RBIs. TJ made a call. TJ was right with that call, and we are knotted up at 2s, folks. As Tightno takes off on the pitch, Thomas gets into that one. It's skied very high. Looks like it's going to stay in play. Going to be a tough play for the left fielder as he lost the ball. He lost the ball in the wind. Tightno taking off is going to reach home. So the Settlers have a 4-2 lead. Nobody's coming third base. Throw in. Gets away from the third baseman. Nobody's covering home. But Thomas will hold there. What a chaotic turn of events. Got up in the wind. It was a tough play there for the left fielder, and it got down for they were going to issue it in air, but there go the Settlers, and they have a lead in this ball game. 2-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a mix, and Jackson Miller goes 1-2-3 through the Copperheads order and sets them all down. Speaking of the sets, we'll turn it over to the bottom of the first inning, where the Settlers will come to the plate as you're still listening to Settlers Baseball. Out of qualified hitters, leads an average as well as slugging and OPS, has that OPS just over 800 at 806, and is also tied for second in the league with 22 hits. He's been in a bit of a cold spell the past 2 days against Sandusky, but he's looking to break out of it here and could do it in a very big spot. 0-2 pitch on its way from Spencer. That one's sent backside. Good piece of wood there. So extending his hits is Vore. They're going to send Jelinek. The throw will not be in time. It's cut off by Marin Petro, so the Settlers off to an early lead in this ball game thanks to that RBI single from Ben Vore. Druk has got 0-2 here on Lamar with one down. Lamar lices that one out to right field. It'll get down. It'll score at least. Crawford coming around is Phillips. Going to third is Evans. Throw in will be cut off by Johnson, but Phillips will be up and standing, so count that one as a 2 RBI base hit single to right field. Lamar extends the lead, make it 7-4 in favor of the Settlers. 2-2 on its way to Willis. He hits that one into right field for a base hit. Vore's got some speed. They're going to send him. Throw will not be cut off. Play at the plate. Actually, no play at the plate as Vore is up and standing thanks to that RBI single. As Crawford's going to square to bunt, Xenia looks a little confused. He's going to slug bunt. That's one puts up the middle. Gets the shortstop off guard. They're going to send Hollis. He will come around to score. Folks, that's been the first time I've seen a slug bunt work to as much perfection as that was from Crawford. It caught the shortstop Kovac out of position. He tried to range back over to his throwing arm side. Could not get there in time, so count that one as an RBI single on a slug bunt from Adam Crawford. 2-1 sets ahead. And he's quickly down on the count. 0-2, seeing his first really strikes of the day. 0-2, he puts that into play. That'll get down for a base hit into left field. So Settlers going station to station here in this bottom of the first inning and quickly answer the call. The bats have been hot. Only through one inning in game one as Wu chops that one into play. Matthew fields it, bare hand throw on a first. Good stretch by Crawford, and the Settlers sweep the Xenia Scouts in this doubleheader and make that GLSCL South Divisional playoff picture just more interesting today. We got plunked a handful of times up there in that press box. 1-2 nice. Cahill. He stings that one. It's over it. And as the right fielder fooled, it'll get down for extra bases. Come on, whistle jog in. Lamar will be running. Cahill, another double, folks. Cole Cahill keeps it alive. Make it now the 5th double on the season for Cole Cahill. Settlers up by 2. The Steam are playing for their playoff hopes. 1-1. Matthew rips that one right through the hole, and he gets a base hit. More speed's going first to third. They're going to throw to third. That throw is spiked. It's away. McJordan. They're going to send Vore. He's going to go. Matthew's going to go to third. Ben Vore with the speed.
One game up would still have him over 500 at this point.
And they'd be actually in a 3-way tie as that one's flared out into shallow right field. Wow! Peter Jelinek flashed the leather. He's done it all year, and another one. Sure-handed second baseman for the Settlers.
Goodness. He can do it just
No, he
as well.
can. He can put it in play, play deep. We've seen it. The first pitch to him, he lines it past the glove of the first baseman, Kemper. That'll get down for maybe extra bases. The right fielder has trouble with it. Gets it in quickly. Count that one as a double, and a 2 RBI double there for Peter Jelinek. Goes extra bases. This will be pitch number 50 here for Schaefer. It will also be a payoff. 3-2. Got him. Take a seat on the pine.
That was beautiful.
Schaefer with another strikeout, make it 6 now in the ball game. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Schaefer continues to work well up there for the Settlers. 1-0. Steam still out in front, though.
I don't know if he's the last one, but he's one of the last. Who is one of the last players to get called up as a position player?
As Lamar puts a charge out of deep left field. Barnes is looking up, and Lamar! Go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Touch the ball, give it away, folks. Kalen Lamar, a guy who came in today with 1 extra base hit on the season, now has 2 in back-to-back at-bats. Bottom of the 9th, folks, and a 1-run ball game. Settlers currently trailing the Cincinnati Steam. The back half of this ball game has really been the most competitive back half of the ball game that Gabe and I have seen this year since really the Southern Ohio Copperheads game 2 of that doubleheader.
Where we were at 5-1 and they just stormed back.
and they took the win on a walk-off hit by pitch. It was actually the GLSCL South starting pitcher who came to the plate and drew that walk-off hit by pitch. Bobby Spencer.
Right, he's starting the All-Star game.
That is true. And he's had a very solid season down there for the Copperheads.
I'm not surprised about that.
He's carved up the Settlers twice this year from what we've seen.
And he can hit.
And he can play both ways. Lamar saw the first pitch outside for the ball. The second pitch he sees is in there for a strike. Lamar on the day is working on a 2-for-3 day. Reached on an error, has been caught stealing, has a double and a solo home run back in the 7th that gave the Settlers the lead, but they lost it in the top of the 8th. Lamar gets into one, sends it out to right center field. Going to be tough, and it will get down. Splits the outfielders. They have some trouble with it. It'll be only a single. So technically, if this game somehow is extended, Lamar is only a triple shy of the cycle. And funny thing, Gabe, is that the only extra base hit that Lamar had before today was a triple. And today he got his first double and he got his first home run.
I'd like to point out that we were talking about in the break, what do you do when Cahill's spot comes up because he's due third? He's on deck right now, so that would answer a question at least for the moment.
Jelenic squares the bunt. Almost plunked him on that first one with
Tell you
Lorenz.
what, I like that decision with nobody out. With one out, I wouldn't do it, but Jelenic's speed, you lay down a bunt, he's threatening, and Lamar's very fast. I just would no chance I would try and steal a base. Just make sure you try and manufacture him.
We were also talking about the only Cahill is the pitcher as it stands. As Jelenic gets the bunt down, it's a good sacrifice bunt. Throwing a first in time from Lorenz, so count that one as a sacrifice 1-3. It goes in the books.
I'm okay with that. Get him over, and you've got Cahill and Willis as these next two batters to try and get Lamar 180 feet.
Cahill came in, pitched a clean 9th inning.
It was scary initially. But
it was, and he battled back to it after an error. He worked good with a 6-4-3 double play. He had some troubles on a ball that was the go-ahead double from Ben Stewart. And he will look to do a job here. Sends it up the middle. It gets by the diving glove of Rowe. They're going to send Lamar. Lamar, the ball gets by Barrett. That's going to be an RBI single. This game is tied, folks.
How about the man who comes in, pitches the 9th, keeps it clean, and then delivers the game-tying run? Have a day, Cole Cahill.
And as we talked about, he had a scary situation out there in left field with Ben Stewart.
That's redemption.
Double, and that's redemption right there for Cole Cahill. Does the job. And the Settlers have tied this game up here in the bottom of the 9th and are going to look to take this one home. It'll be C.J. Willis coming to the plate, working on a 1-for-4 day for the Settlers. Cahill over there at first. First pitch in the dirt, kept in front well by Blumke.
I'd like to point out that I believe this is the first time this season that Cade has been play-by-play and the Settlers have scored in a 3-inning period.
That is
all
true.
All 3 of those innings in which he has been play-by-play.
That is true.
That's a rarity for
that
you.
Is
Congratulations,
a rarity,
you made it.
Willis puts one into play. It's going to be a tough play. It might land in no man's land. Rowe's the one that's got a beat on it. He jumps to make the catch, but does make the catch, so that'll be out number 2. And it'll now bring up Tanner Phillips to the plate.
Oh, yeah. I had forgotten he was in the 4th spot.
Who came in. He came in as a pinch runner and came across the score back in the 8th.
That dude, TP, can really earn his nickname.
He said he can be the blast of the bloop and the blast, and here he can really be a blast for the Settlers. Pick off attempt, Cahill's back in safely.
He's done everything in the last few days. He's pitched. He's been a base coach, pinch runner, outfielder. Now he's at the plate.
He drove in 1 of 2 runs yesterday for the Settlers. A chopper up the middle. It's going to get through past the glove of Cadiz. They're going to send Cahill. Merritt's had some trouble out there fielding balls. That one he fields cleanly. So extending it now, and now only 90 feet away of winning the ball game are the Settlers. Phillips with that single. He's on first. Cahill is on third. So coming to the plate now, folks, C.J. Thomas, trying to give the Settlers their first walk-off victory of the year.
Hold your breath.
First, actually, true walk-off victory. Hamilton was a bit different in that ballgame.
Yep, that's true.
First pitch to Thomas. Fouled. Was way out in front of that. Was really on that from Lorenz. And as it stands right now, Lorenz, he has blown the save in this ball game, but is trying not to get the loss and is trying to extend this ball game to free baseball here. Runners at the corners. Cahill 90 feet away. Infield playing deep. Cadiz having the shift to his left, playing very close to second base. 0-1, Phillips is going to take off. That's popped up from Thomas. Going to be tough here from Blumke as it finds a home foul, but quickly down to the count. 0-2 is Thomas. Thomas on the day. 1 for 3, reached on a single last time back in the 8th. Was stranded, left out on third base last inning. He has a line out as well as a pop out, but he's put some good wood on the baseball today, is looking to battle up there with an 0-2 count. Phillips over at first, Cahill on third. 2 down here, bottom of the ninth. These are the situations you dream of. Phillips is going to take off. That's a balk! Game's over! Walk-off balk, folks! The Settlers come back, take the victory over the Cincinnati Steam! Look at them all out there jumping around like a bunch of 10-year-olds taking the victory.
Completely fooled Lawrence out there on the pitcher's mound. He took off and caused him to twitch that way before he was able to step off. One of my favorite plays in baseball, a walk-off balk. 5-4, Settlers win. How about that?
What a summer it's been, but we've had a great time, and there's no other better way to end this season than what happened here today at New Albany High School Field. But for the final time this year, for Gabe Bishop, for TJ Lyons, for all of the Settlers, this is Cade Williamson signing off and wishing you all a wonderful afternoon.